In the long, tangled story of human music, few figures loom as large, yet as unnoticed, as Egg Feely. A genius to those who knew him, a mystery to the world that didn't. He recorded only one album. It went unnoticed here. But far beyond our skies, it would one day liberate an entire star system. We find ourselves in North Brambleton, New Jersey, where the houses are large, but the sulfur plant behind them prevents them from being expensive. It was here that Egg Feely recorded his ill-fated album, What I Think About Things, and it was under the guidance of Sleevey Winkle that this strange creation first emerged into the world. Sleevey Winkle helped define the music of the late 60s. Over the years, he's earned many awards, all of which he displays throughout his house. Like a man unfamiliar with the concept of modesty or wall space. His work with major artists would define a generation. His work with Egg Feely would confuse several more.
Egg? What do you want me to say? The kid was it, the real deal. Greatest artist I ever worked with, hands down. And believe me, I've had 'em all through these doors. What made him the greatest? It's not anything I can put my finger on, you know? It's not like a tangible matter. But the second he wrapped his hands around that guitar and let out a note, the whole world just fell away. Nothing else mattered but Egg in those moments.
To hear Sleevey tell it, Egg possessed a rare and undeniable gift. Perhaps most notable was that Egg's lyrics were, by all accounts, not in any language spoken by humans.
Trundle vai schwumpenei, blibbel der Warn, Prof Marschnar, feeble knee, dingle in the dawn.
I had no idea what he was saying, but I know a hit when I hear one, and Egg had nothing but hits. I remember he wrote this one song in a single morning. Complete gibberish, but boy was it a banger. The first time I heard him, I figured he was singing in another language. What language was that in? Thing was, whenever he would talk, he would never speak above a whisper. At first, I thought he was just one of those shy artists who only comes alive in the booth. Turns out he wasn't shy at all. He just refused to speak above a whisper, ever. It's like he had two volume settings, whisper and sing, with nothing in between. There were a few times I tried to get him to write down what he was saying, but something about writing utensils just set him off. Anytime I approached him with a pen or a pencil, he'd go hide in a tree. He'd stay up there for days at a time. I needed to know what language he was singing in. Gotta know which corner of the globe you're selling to. So I made some calls. Reached out to a few linguistics professors, scholars, whoever would pick up the phone. I even tried the UN.
This song sucks.
That was just as pointless. But I knew it, in my gut. Those songs were so damn striking, it didn't matter that he was singing in a language only he understood. I mean, half the artists at the time, no one understood what they were saying. I never thought the words mattered all that much to the listeners. I mean, I don't speak French, yet I love the Macarena. Yet I love the Macarena. Yet I love the Macarena.
What I think about things existed in a realm of failure few endeavors ever reach. Radio pretended it did not exist, and the charts relegated it to a region so low it felt geological. Yet, despite the incomprehensible lyrics, Sleevywinkle was not alone in his, ardor for Egg's, sonics.
Egg wasn't just a musician. He was a magician.
He cast spells, not songs.
Not songs.
Egg. 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 Egg.
He had a voice like a melon. You know what I mean? Real sweet, like a melon. A real tasty, sweet melon.
Despite the reverence of his peers, what I think about things found refuge only in the hands of the pretentious. The rest of humanity dismissed it instantly.
Yeah, you know. So the album flopped, then the label dropped him, and just like that, he slipped out of the scene. I tried to stay in touch, but those years were a blur. By the time I stopped to breathe, I realized I hadn't heard from Egg in years.
After the collapse of his musical ambitions, Egg returned to his other craft, the making of stools. In this simple craft, he searched for the steadiness fame had refused him, molding wood into forms that would not betray him as the world had. But, as it would turn out, Egg was revered for his music, and just as fervently for his stools.
His stools possess this impossible triad, perfect triorthogonal balance, a kind of sub-laminated torsional grace, and that signature Felian undercurve no one's been able to replicate since. The man engineered comfort on a micro-ergotactic level. Every joint, every bevel, every whisper of grain direction. It was like the stool itself was gently reminding you, this is how sitting was always meant to be.
Egg Feely's stools, his pieces were beyond the level, which is a stool term which means a very good stool. But yes, Egg, we used to joke he was the Michael Jordan of stoolcraft. But honestly, we weren't joking.
Through the art of stoolcraft, Egg seemed to have finally found his place in the world. However, as the demands for his stools grew, Egg retreated further from the world.
He was a purist. He didn't want admirers. He wanted understanders. When people bought the stools just to say they owned an Egg Feely, something in him soured.
He used to say, if you don't sit on it, you don't deserve it.
One minute he's the Michael Jordan of orthositic design, next he's the Banksy of suborganic form. Collectors stopped caring about his tri-balanced load harmonics or his signature Felian torsio flare. All they wanted was the label, an Egg Feely original.
Egg believed the stool was a working object, a humble creation meant to be used, not displayed. The growing cult around his name felt like a betrayal of everything he valued.
One day he just stopped. No announcement, no farewell. The greatest stool maker any of us had ever seen put down his tools and walked away. It was the saddest day of my life.
And with that, Egg Feely disappeared. No more music, no more stools, no public trace at all. Only rumors, stories, and the quiet weight of the work he left behind. SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, is a desert outpost where researchers spend their lives listening to nothing, praying the void will one day answer. Here, Janice McScience, senior analyst, spends her nights sifting through the universe's static. Her job is to decide whether a blip is a dying satellite or the first sign we are not alone.
It was 2:14 in the morning. I remember because the vending machine had just eaten my last fucking dollar. Then one of the spectrum bands lit up. Clean, structured, intentional. A message. It said, "Thank you, Egg. What I think about things." I was like, what?
The first confirmed extraterrestrial transmission was not a warning, nor a greeting. It was gratitude, directed at a man the world had already forgotten. When humans broadcast radio, most of it leaks into space. Our music, our news, our arguments about weather patterns, all of it escaping into the dark, long after we've stopped listening. By 2001, Egg's album, Ignored on Earth, had traveled more than 30 light-years, far enough to reach a distant planet called Cyclox 7, inhabited by a species known as Bayaya.
After I got the message, a second signal came in. I realized it matched the format of old deep space image transmissions, so I ran it through a basic decoder. What came out was, well, the closest thing to a video call you can get when the sender is 30 light-years away. When the face came through, I remember thinking, they look so fucking strange. They didn't have noses. It was so fucking strange. But then it really hit me like, oh shit, we're not alone, you know? They didn't know the concept of music, which I thought was like even fucking weirder than their noseless faces. But apparently they understood the lyrics. It was in their language.
For hundreds of thousands of years, Bayayas lived under the rule of Behemes, an occupying force whose dominion stretched across 15 star systems. To the Bayaya, freedom wasn't merely impossible, it was unimagined.
Shwolai dringa dai shun grothvu. Zanaivu redai zindo shwofer shenvrai. Shigshag tremlo, zandai rugrot. Biggle.
Bayayas believed they were receiving a message from beyond their star. A message urging them to rise. Inspired by Egg Feely's album, What I Think About Things, Bayayas formed what they called the Harmony Front. Not a rebellion, but Bayayas finally waking up. They insisted it wasn't political, which, historically, is how you know it absolutely was.
Rugrot zadrodai, se kro dubdai. Kro poishen rai tuya.
Kru zadrodai se dro egg. Kro lai, naivu dubdai, kro.
Cesar tu dubdai. Krozef shenrai tuya. Se krozandai blorvo zaya. Naivu tre shamdai shenrai.
Egg's lyrics, nonsense to Earth, forced Bayayas to confront a truth they'd been denied for millennia. That an individual could have desires, opinions, dreams. Awakened by nothing more than questions, Bayayas rose against an empire that had dominated them for hundreds of thousands of years. For the first time in their history, they believed they deserved to choose their own lives. And they were willing to die for that choice. They fought with a fury no strategist could predict. The war was brief, merciless, and decisive. When the dust settled, the Bahim were gone. The Bayaya were free. And once they had won their freedom, their thoughts turned to the voice that reminded them they were individuals. The voice that started a revolution. They vowed to cross the stars to thank the one they call Egg Feely. On Earth, the revelation arrived, as all things now do.
Tonight, the world reacts to the first verified message from extraterrestrial life.
Through breaking news graphics, shouting matches, and comedians, explaining the situation with total confidence and no discernible facts. Meanwhile, the world's leaders gathered to chart humanity's next steps.
A coordinated global response. A measured.
Celui qui contrôle l'art extraterrestre contrôle l'avenir. Nous devons établir un monopole d'échange.
No one asked what Egg Feely wanted. No one even mentioned him. And after 12 hours of deliberations, the nations of Earth reached a historic, unanimous conclusion.
We will reconvene tomorrow.
In all their time spent planning how to respond to the Bayaya's original message, Earth had left them on red, prompting the Bayayas to send a follow-up text.
What the fuck? Hey guys, what the fuck?
Hello, people of Earth. We are approaching your star. We will arrive in 5 of your business days. We wish to speak with Egg Feely.
Who? Despite the frenzy surrounding his name, no one bothered to seek out Egg Feely himself. It was only when the Bayaya repeated their request with cosmic patience that humanity finally took notice.
This is the last place he lived, but that was nearly 40 years ago.
Investigators have been unable to locate any living relatives, financial records,
or even a social security number associated with his name.
The world searched for Egg Feely, as one searches for lost car keys, frantically.
Some people think he turned into a tree.
Then, resentfully.
I'm done pretending this is worth my time.
Then, with the unsettling suspicion they may have never existed? Most people thought he was dead.
Most people think he's dead.
If Mr. Feely learned to disrupt how photons reflect off organic matter,
others insisted he could turn invisible. Both groups, statistically, were wrong. The manhunt for Egg Feely became the most expensive endeavor humanity had ever undertaken, in pursuit of a single individual. But eventually, they found him. He was here, Fresno, California, living quietly, still making stools, still making music. He was rapping now. Egg Feely had finally achieved what every artist dreams of: complete obscurity.
Excuse me. Are you Egg Feely?
I couldn't tell if he was surprised to see us, but he had no idea about the whole alien thing.
Mr. Feely, the, aliens. They've asked to speak with you, specifically. So, you'll do it?
Yeah, that was it. That's how he agreed. I've seen people show more emotion picking a sandwich.
And so, with a whisper, which was barely heard, Egg Feely accepted the most important role in human history, then went back to sanding a stool.
People think I live here because it has character. No, I bought it because it was cheap, dirt cheap. I was born without a sense of smell, never had one. That's why the sulfur plants never bothered me. So while everyone else said it was unlivable, I said, great, I'll take it. You're asking about the smell. Honestly, I didn't notice anything was off. Not until I turned on the news.
It's been 12 hours since the odor first reached Earth's atmosphere.
The death toll continues to rise.
Yeah, so basically the smell started 12 hours before the the Bayaya ships crossed Neptune's orbit. At first, we thought it was a chemical spill, or possibly a volcano. But then we picked up the spectrum data. It was enormous, trans-systemic. Every hour the ships traveled, the worse it got.
Across Earth, governments warned citizens to remain calm. Most did not. A smell of unimaginable force has a way of shifting priorities.
By the time the first ship hit Jupiter's orbit, it wasn't about diplomacy anymore. People were passing out. Entire cities were fleeing into the countryside. The Joint Command convened to decide our course of action, and that's when the vote happened.
In the end, humanity did what humanity always does when confronted with the unknown. It panicked. And then it pressed a very large button. With the Bayaya civilization now obliterated to smithereens, humanity turned back to examine the cause of this whole ordeal. Just as quickly as the world had embraced Egg Feely, it turned on him.
Only days ago, Egg Feely was being hailed as the accidental architect of interstellar peace. Tonight, that narrative is unraveling.
He invited those aliens here, and they smell like shit.
Egg Feely, once a miracle, became a problem that needed solving. But once again, he was nowhere to be found. By then, Egg had perfected disappearance. He had learned long ago what attention does, and how to survive without it. The Bayaya were gone. The smell lingered longer than the gratitude ever did. In the end, only a few remained. Those who lived never listened to music again. And never sat on a stool. Somewhere, it is said, Egg Feely is still alive. Still asking questions. No one is prepared to answer. Or perhaps we finally learned to stop listening.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Blur på night, doing night. Drop my shadow, shumpala.